This week on Craft Beer Crusaders, we go head to head in a battle of the beers.
And we have a Gab with Gab at GABS.
And we try a couple of beers. Welcome to Rose Diner Bar in Port Melbourne.
Welcome. As you can probably tell, I'm not entirely well at the moment.
Barry White syndrome.
Can't get enough of your love, babe.
Tonight we've got 9 guests who are going to sit down and sample 5 meals with 10 different beers and select which beer goes best with which meal.
That's what we're doing.
And they won't know which 5 are Dan's beers and which 5 are my beers.
It's a mystery.
It's a mystery that only we know.
So I'd like to welcome you all to Barry White's dinner. The Craft Beer Crusaders beer and food matching dinner. Obviously you can tell my voice is doing this, so I'm going to let Mark tell you exactly what we're doing tonight.
All right, so tonight we're going to have 5 meals, entree through to dessert, and we're going to have 10 beers, so 2 beers per meal. One beer is a beer that I've selected for each meal, the other beer is a beer that Dan has selected for each meal, and the idea is for you guys to choose which beer went better with each meal, and let us know, and then we can take the piss out of each other afterwards. So sit back, relax, enjoy, and drink on up. Round 1, Prickly Moses Chainsaw versus Mornington Peninsula Wit Beer.
I personally felt that the chainsaw worked a bit better because I felt the carbonation that was in the wheat beer of the Mornington just kind of dominated everything, and I felt that it was a little bit more like the brine, like how it's really, really salty. It just overpowered it, where they kind of like worked a bit better in harmony.
Yep, I definitely found that for me, the Prickly Moses Chainsaw, there was a saltiness and that really fishy flavour that comes through with the oyster. There was a bit of a citrus edge in the Prickly Moses. I thought that accented everything nicely. That was a good flavour right there and worked a lot better.
It was like a natural vinaigrette in the beer, so it just kind of played off that.
Yeah, absolutely.
For me, I'm going for the Mornington wheat beer. I think the carbonation, the bubbles of the carbonation held the palate up with the oyster. I think for doing this experiment again, you would have to have an oyster to have with each beer, because once you've had the first beer, it kind of overtakes the second, and you don't get the full balance of the oyster. So, in saying that, Mornington for me, it has a really nice kind of that wheat beer character, which goes really well with seafood, the spices and all of that, as well as the nice kind of herby characters held up with the saltiness of the oyster for me.
Round 2, Bridge Road Chevalier Saison versus Southern Bay Le Petit Tronc.
For me, initially having the actual croquet with the Bridge Road Chevalier Saison actually worked perfectly, and that was the winner. But as a dish as a whole, because you had the pickle, also a piece of parsley and also a piece of basil on there, if you actually put the parsley in the dish, if it's intended to eat all ingredients on the plate, the tronc certainly came through. But when I ate the basil with it, the Chevalier shone through. So it was really different if you're just having the croquet by itself. But if you're having all the ingredients together, the parsley went with the tronc and the basil went with the Chevalier.
Exactly the same. And the only thing I'll say is that the trophy for the most improved beer was the tronc. On its own, it didn't kind of really sing to me, but I thought it improved a lot more it took on a whole new personality with the dish, but I still think the Saison took it overall.
Round 3, Temple Scarlet Sour versus Black Hot American Pale Ale.
I'm torn. I'm a little torn. I thought that the Scarlet Sour would work, and I was really worried about the Pale Ale. I didn't know whether it was going to be an overly hoppy Pale Ale. It's not, as it turns out. I think I find a caramelisation in the duck and in the actual terrine. The fullness of the buttery character, the Pale Ale cuts through, but also the hop aroma and flavour, to me, brought out the apple more so. So I was worried about the Pale Ale. I'm like, no, that's not a match you'd put with duck, but it worked. It worked for me, and I'm torn on that vote, but I think it's going to edge towards Pale.
I agree. Couldn't agree more. I reckon the Pale Ale was beautiful. Straight after the duck, you had the. I'm a huge fan of game meat to start with, but the butteriness in your mouth, and then the Pale Ale, and just a tiny little bit of the aroma afterwards. I reckon it worked really, really well. So I'm going with the Pale Ale.
I'll go back the other way. I thought the cranberry and the sour cut through the butterness, elongated the apple in the duck, cut through that richness, whereas the Pale Ale was a big beer with big food. It didn't complement each other. I think they both would have been just as good independently. I think the cranberry one worked better.
Round 4, Bridge Road's Bling IPA versus Black Dog Hellhound IBA.
So, in between stuffing my face full of pig, like I currently am trying to imitate, I really think that the black IPA works really well with a meal as a whole. It can accompany like all the fried bits, like the baby little beets, which is really earthy, and then you got like the clean sort of spinach and like the sort of like carby sort of fattiness as well from those whatever the fuck they've done to the potatoes. They're covered in olive oil. But the meat itself, he's rendered it out really, really well. So it's actually quite a lot leaner than you realise. So that sort of like hops that are in that IPA, personally, I think work better with the actual meat. But then once you have some of the like the rocket's really peppery. It sort of leans back towards that black IPA. So as a whole, I'm definitely on board with this, with just the meat. That.
At the risk of throwing in another contrary opinion, I was there right up until about halfway through, and I'm just finding now that with so much going on texture-wise, flavour-wise, freshness-wise in the dish, that I'm appreciating the Bridge Road Bling IPA a little bit more because it matches all those big flavours, but at the same time it cleanses the palate so that no matter what I've just eaten, I've got a kind of a fresh canvas to work with on the next section of the meal. So it's for a completely different reason. I'm gonna run out of table in a minute. Each time I have a sip, it sort of goes there, then there, and I'm maybe there at the moment. But I've still got half my pork left, so get back to me after the next ad break, and we'll see how we go.
Round 5, Sweetwater Big Fella Barley Wine versus Bridge Road Hefeweizen.
The barley wine works well with it. It's sweet. It sits really well with the kind of fruits that are in there. The residual sugar in the barley wine complements the sugars in the actual dish as well. I'd like to see a little bit more carbonation in that, but also the alcohol. It's not a hot alcohol. It's a nice warming warming alcohol that works with it as well. So for me, this didn't work. That wouldn't have worked. It didn't work unless it was a real citrusy dish. The heft didn't work for me, even with I think it's banana in there as well. Didn't work. So the barley wine stand out. It just kind of complemented the sweetness of the dish. Also, in the barley wine also cut through that kind of creaminess on the top part of it.
I love pistachios. I'm a big fan of spiders. You know, those lemonades with ice cream. And this heft with the trifle remind me of a spider. Yeah, in a fantastic way. And I think I think both could go. And I always think if I'm having dinner and I'm up to dessert, I'm either going to go out or I'm going to go back to bed. And the barley beer seems like I'd go back to bed. But the heft seems like I'm about to go have a party.
I think that of the two, the barley wine just gels better with the dessert, particularly given that it's creamy. I don't want something that sort of that contrasts my dessert, and this is it's super citrusy, it's super carbonated. It's a delicious beer. I will definitely drink a lot of it, but it's just not for me a very dessert sort of beer. I want something that sort of complements my dessert, I suppose. So something syrupy, sugary. The barley wine's the closest thing of the two that I have to what I want. So yeah.
All right, so we have the results for the night. Which, we had the Chainsaw won the first course, the Saison from Bridge Road won the second course, the Blackheart APA won the third course, the Hellhound IBA won the fourth course, and the Barley Wine won the last course. And that made it 4-1 to me.
Great success.
But it should be noted that the last course we didn't get to choose the beers. We didn't get
Actually, for a few of the courses.
Yeah, for a few of the courses we had to swap some beers around because some weren't available. So if we did it again, we reckon we'd get a completely different result. So, which we will do again one day.
Let's do it.
Indeed.
Rematch.
All right.
But each round was actually very, very close.
Yes, except for round 4, 8-1.
True.
That was a whitewash.
Other than that one.
That was an absolute whitewash.
Prove me wrong.
Jeez. I'd like to thank you all for coming tonight.
Mark, we're here.
We made it.
We're at
Finally.
GABS.
I know.
I can't wait.
And I'm dressed for the occasion, can you tell?
Yeah, I was gonna.
Do you
I
like
was
it?
gonna ask about it, but now I'm not gonna ask about it.
It's pretty cool. I'm hip. I'm with the hipsters and the craft beer and the scene. It's the in thing.
So how about you do one side and I do the other side?
I'm happy to do that because
Yeah.
I'm the cool cat.
That works for me. Shall we go in?
Yeah. Do we even know what we're doing?
Hey,
Yeah.
I'm going over there.
I'm going that way.
Ah. First off, we decided we'd have a chat to a few brewers to gauge their thoughts on GABS. So Michael, you enjoying Good Beer Week?
Very much so, yeah.
Having a good time so far?
Yeah, trying to pour as many beers as we can.
Have you managed to try any of the other beers here so far, or?
We've just got here, so we're sort of going to try and make some time later to go down and try some of the more specialty ones, but we've had a few of our own, so...
Looking forward to a big weekend?
Definitely.
Sounds good.
Yeah,
Sounds good.
It will be very nice. There's a lot of quality beers on offer, so...
That's what we like to hear. tune.
So Dave, you've come up from Tassie
Yeah.
with your Moobrew brand of beer.
We have come up from
A
Tassie.
lovely
with the
range of beer there.
Cheers.
So, Dan tells me a lovely little story that everywhere in Tasmania you can get Moobrew.
Yeah, you certainly can. There was definitely a strategy of ours when we first started the brewery to look after Tassie. Being a little bit isolated from the mainland, it makes it a little bit easier to distribute inside Tassie. Obviously, having to store it cold all the time and stuff like that. Refrigerated transport across Bass Strait costs a lot of money.
Yes.
And the good thing about craft beer is that it provides a sense of ownership. And if you can in Tassie, then that's what we're looking for.
All right, I don't know if you can hear us over the music.
Can you hear us?
Yeah,
you can hear us.
New Zealand beers. We want to go there. New Zealand beers are awesome, aren't they?
Hell yes.
Yeah, that's what we like to hear. What are we drinking here?
You're the Liberty Yakima Monster. Yakima is a hop growing region in Washington State. It's where all the famous seas come from. So you got your Cascade, Chinook, Columbus, Centennial, etc. And the brewer, Joe, he loves his American hops. So he named the beer after his favourite hop growing region. But monster because it's a bit of a hop monster, but at the same time it's quite balanced as well.
That's really nice.
Yeah, you're definitely getting the hops, but it's
so
what do you reckon? You
piney
like it? Yeah, it is piney.
Real resin characters there. Good citrus as well.
Citrus,
really nice.
All those typical American hop flavours. Yeah, it's all there. It's good.
Ticks all the C's.
Oh yeah, that's a nice beer. That.
Would you like to try the Scarlet?
That one there?
Go on, yeah.
Why not?
Oh, Yakima Scarlet.
What do you do when you're at GABS? You drink
It's a red IPA or a hoppy red.
So what's this one? What type is this?
Hoppy red or a red IPA.
Hoppy red. A red IPA.
Actually, it's got a bit more bitterness than the Monster, I think. But the Monster's his flagship.
Oh, that's nice. The malts.
You like that?
Yeah, the malts.
That's really nice.
So Liberty's just come over to Australia, which is exciting. Just arrived last week, so we got kegs and bottles.
Beautiful.
And also Parrot Dog as well has just come over, which is awesome.
And they've been brewing here this week as well, the boys from Parrot
They
Dog.
have. They did a collaboration with what was it?
Two Birds, I think.
Three Ravens.
Three Ravens and two
yeah,
Birds.
They call it the Avery. Yeah. But yeah, Parrot Dog is three guys from Wellington. They've got a brewery right in the centre of Wellington.
So we're having a Gab with Gab at GABS. That works out really well.
It's great for me.
Great.
It's Dr. Seuss-like.
It is. Welcome to Dr. Seuss Beer. So you guys, Feral Brewing, obviously one of our favourites.
Yes.
Absolutely. You enjoying your time? Award-winning. The award-winning Feral Brew. You enjoying your time here in Melbourne?
I love Melbourne.
Yes?
Any excuse to come over, I'm there.
That's what we like to hear. And how are you finding the GABS Festival? Is it a good showcase for you guys? Or?
Definitely. I mean, we always like to be a part of any beer festival, whether it's local or national. So great setup, awesome location.
It's good,
Can't
isn't it?
complain.
Yeah. And lots of people obviously coming through the door. Lines are
getting bigger.
Getting bigger by the moment. So we'll have to go and get some beer soon. But so what are you hoping to achieve from this week? Just getting the name out there? Or?
Yeah, basically. I mean, obviously, Melbourne's a great, supporter of craft beer around Australia, so we're pretty keen to get our brand out there. We like coming over here. It's a great place. People appreciate our product.
Yeah,
well, we certainly do.
I'm a very big fan of the Feral White, the Hop Hop. Love them both. And the Raging Phlegm.
Raging Phlegm, yeah.
Oh, that's one of your favourite.
Yeah.
Huge fan of that one.
Yeah.
Excellent. Well, welcome to Melbourne.
Thank you.
Gab at GABS. I'm going to say the joke again.
Got a lovely new beer here down at Hawthorn Brewing, the IPA. It's coming out soon. Tell us a little bit about that one at all, or?
It's an Australian IPA. Our spin is sort of 5 hops, 5 malts, but all Australian based. Traditionally, IPA can use hops and malts from other parts of the world. We want to keep it a little bit in-house, give it a point of difference from, there are a lot of IPAs on the market. Our brewer Hamish has done a magnificent job of sort of blending it well, getting the sort of the ABVs up to the high 5s, which this sits at, but keeping that sort of the good balance and the bitterness. Obviously, what an IPA is famous for is the bitterness as it goes down.
Very fruity, isn't it?
It is, yeah. I mean, I think Hamish put sort of some watermelon and pineapple sort of tones coming through it.
Very tropical, yeah.
It is,
It's a very nice beer. Cheers.
Cheers, guys.
All right, that's enough talk. We came to try some beer.
Ooh, that's a bad one. We are here at GABS and we are going to do a beer tasting.
But we're not going to tell you anything about it because you pretty much can't get most of these beers after Sunday.
No, pretty much.
Which is in a couple of days. And
I'm starting at number 1.
Hey, oh, jeez. Well, I'm going to start at number 5, so... Well, we've got our opinion of the beers, Dan. How about we ask some of the punters their thoughts?
Oh, you better believe that's a peddling.
I'm here with a bunch of uni students and a mature age student from RMIT, and they're tasting their GABS beers. And boys, which one's been the best of the night so far?
Yeah, I reckon the Thunder Road Hopstar Extra Pale Ale is the best so far, I think, mate.
I didn't try that one. I might have to give it a bill. What about you boys? Which one you got?
I actually agree with Curtis. My favourite so far has been the Thunder Road Brewery's number 83, the Hopstar Extra Pale Ale.
Ooh.
Just a beautiful hoppy taste to it.
All right, wonderful.
I got a bit of a sweet tooth, so I'm going to have to go with 85, the True South Brewery Killer Python Kolsch.
The Killer Python, yeah.
Beautiful.
Look at it too, he's named it Epic.
It is epic.
It is a good beer. Yeah, I'm with you on that one. That's a good beer.
These young guys have just got no taste at all. Obviously, us older guys like a bit of scotch. The Renaissance Brewing Enlightenment is really lovely with that little bit of scotch underneath.
I'm here with my new best friends, Damo and Jenny, and they're telling me about their favourite beers from tonight. Damo, go.
So far for me, it's the White Rabbit Teddy Whiter. It's very, very good. Goes down very well. Perfect session beer. Everything you want in a beer, I think.
And that's Damo's review.
So we're here with Jack and Regan and their posse. Jack, and these boys and ladies are going to tell us their favourite beer of the night. So take it
Prickly
away.
Moses.
What was that one?
Prickly Moses.
No, Prickly Moses. We actually filmed that getting brewed.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
We
very
were there.
interesting beer. Yeah.
Cool.
So that's your favourite? You like that one?
Yeah, I do like that one. Yeah.
Regan?
Myself, I was having the Little Brewing Company, the Christmas Ale.
A Little Brewing Company Christmas Ale.
11%. Usually 11% will really blow your head, but this was quite smooth, really nice. Enjoyed it very much.
Beautiful.
Good review. Well done.
My favourite was the Moylan's International Rye Pale Ale.
That's good beer.
Yeah.
Surprising that one.
Yeah,
That was
it
good.
was really nice. Yeah, it was surprising.
Yeah.
85.
What's 85 called?
85. The Killer Python Kolsch.
The Killer Python.
Yeah.
It's getting quite a
Oh my
good.
God.
The Killer Python.
100 kilos
It's
of
getting
Killer Python
quite a good.
jellies.
I know.
It's getting a very good reception.
Amazing.
Win.
All right, come on.
Yes.
Mine's got to be Parrot Dog, the bloody dingo.
So I'm here with Michelle and Jessica talking about their favourite beers. Michelle,
Hey, how you going?
which beer did you like?
I like the feral beer.
Oh, she likes the Feral.
I like the cider. I don't really like the beer.
Oh, a cider fan at a beer festival. Do you
Yeah.
feel outnumbered?
I do, because I didn't expect there to be any cider here, so I was very excited.
Pleasantly surprised.
I was very surprised.
You were excited?
More than excited.
Corny
See what I
jokes
did
and all.
there?
That was really
Excited.
That's what I do. I'm on TV.
Wait for Four Hearts Brewing up in Queensland. Come all the way down to Melbourne to try some beer. What's your beer of the night? And it can't be anything that...
It's not mine.
No, it's not allowed to
It
be
can't
yours.
mine.
No.
It can't be mine, but the one that I am enjoying the most, and I'm going to go with the Queenslanders, is the Green Beacon Uppercut Round 1.
Yeah,
I did
not a
enjoy
bad
that,
one, is it? Yeah.
And it was really good because the guys actually bought it for me, so it was even tastier. So that's my pick of the night, I think, at the moment.
Wonderful.
But I haven't got through all of them yet, so
Keep
hopefully
going.
there'll be something.
So, favourite beer for the night?
Probably the 4 Pines Duck or Monkey. Cocoa Pops and Bananas.
Can't complain, can you?
It's like breakfast as a kid, it's good.
I know. Just brings back all those memories.
But a lot of hoppy stuff, it's good. And
Yeah, a
other
lot of
things, but
IPAs in there, wasn't there?
I've been here since lunchtime. It's been a long day. And the Palmer Midway was good, but yeah, it's a struggle. We're through 50 of them now, but
We did 30 between two of us.
soft.
What a way to end this craft beer adventure that we've been on.
It's not finished just yet. We have one more party to go.
One more to go.
One more party to go.
Back where we started.
Back where we started, yeah.
At the tap house.
Yeah. Let's go.
All right.
Off we go.
Here we go.
See you next week.
Next week on Craft Beer Crusaders, our first crusade comes to an end, right back where it all began.
Does that mean we get to drink more beer?
Honey, I'm home.